Oh, right. Well, how do we know what this sounds like?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes.
Happy pre-Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. Hope everyone is happy, healthy, safe, all that good stuff. Warm,
So I just saw 5 on here, and then it went
and then
to
it
0.
went away. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, good evening, everyone. We'll get started here shortly. Tonight, we're going to be talking about building legacy and impact.
Yes.
I think it's a timely topic. You know, folks, when they think about legacy, they primarily think about leaving money,
Yeah.
real estate, things of that nature. But there's so much more to legacy that we need to talk about. We need to be well versed in, if you will.
Yeah. Probably everyone is probably in their kitchen cooking and
Yes.
gathering with
Getting ready.
family.
Yeah, getting ready for
all
tomorrow,
that.
right?
Yeah. Enjoying your cooking,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Like my husband always say, we won't hold you for long. That's what you say?
Yeah. That's our best
Won't hold
attempt,
you for long.
not to hold people too long.
Yeah. We don't want you burning your roux and burning all your seasoning up and all that, and
Gumbo.
turkey all burnt up, dried up. You know, you always go back and replay it and look at it. I'll be trying to comment, shred your cheese for your mac and cheese, all that good stuff. We got you. Yeah, everybody's probably super just getting ready for the holiday. It's a beautiful thing to be alive and well. It's a wonderful thing.
Yes, we gotta stay prayerful and careful. We've had so many incidents here over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're just grateful, thankful every day, right?
Every second, every minute, and every hour. Yes. Thankful, grateful, hopeful. What's another one? So many, right? Man. All right.
All right, folks, we're gonna get started here in a few moments. Give us a few moments, give people a chance to jump on and share with us tonight. And yeah, we won't be long.
What y'all out there cooking? Y'all don't want to see my kitchen. You don't want to see my kitchen. Hey, Mookie. It's nice and clean. But I think I'm going to cook Friday. I'll cook a little bit Friday. Yep. Hope everybody's having a great evening, a great Thanksgiving Eve. Man.
All right. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Meaningful Conversations with Dr. Devin Oten. Got my wife here with me, Michelle, and she's going to come in and share some things with us. And tonight we're talking about building legacy and impact. Tonight we're going to explore what it truly means to build a legacy. We're going to talk about one that goes far beyond material and money.
Yes.
Because we believe legacy is about values that we pass down. It's about the character in which we live with, our purpose on this earth while we're here, and the imprint that we leave on the hearts and minds, if
Mm.
you will, of the next generation. We're going to talk about the power of storytelling, mentorship, community service, and we're going to be intentional about living this legacy and using it as a tool to shape the next generation and leave that lasting impact. Whether you're building a family legacy,
Mhm.
like we're looking to do, a community legacy, which I've always been involved with, and a personal legacy. Definitely want to build that personal legacy as well. And if you're just looking to do one or the other, I believe this episode will inspire you to think bigger about the
Mhm.
mark you want to leave behind. So today we're
Yeah.
diving into a topic I believe that every person, regardless of income, title, background, education, I think we all should be thinking about this legacy. Legacy isn't only about wealth. As I said earlier, it's about who you are or who we are,
Mhm.
how we
Mhm.
live, how you live, and what you leave behind in the hearts and minds and the lives of those we've had an opportunity to be involved in their life. Excuse me. So tonight we'll explore how to build a legacy rooted in purpose, service, and values, and how the next generation will carry that forward.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh, so legacy is more than money, right? I had a chance to read this study by Alliance Legacy. It's an Alliance Legacy study. And in that study, they discovered that 74% of Americans
Mhm.
say that passing down values and life lessons is more important than passing down money. I truly believe that. I can remember, my kids, I have, a couple of businesses going and having my kids involved with the business, right? Having, my daughter working on QuickBooks, having my son out in the field with me, installing landscaping, cutting grass, whatever the case may be, doing some work on rental properties, doing work in the church, being, involved in the community work that the church I was pastoring at the time was involved with in the 8th Ward of New Orleans in the Gentilly area. And I saw all of those opportunities as a chance for me to be able to pass down, the values that I learned from our forefathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, parents, even my older siblings, my older brother, older sister, and being able to share those things with my kids, with the kids I work with at Boys and Girls Clubs, even the youth department at the church that I pastored. So that was really important to me. And according to this study, 74% of Americans feel the same way I feel, or feel the same way I felt even then, is that passing down values and life lessons is more important than passing money down.
Yeah.
From this same study, only 10% believe wealth is the most important aspect of legacy. I was surprised by that number. I thought, it would have been higher, that a lot of people really felt that, the most important thing in legacy is leaving money, but only 10% believe that
Mm.
wealth is the most important aspect of legacy. So we've talked about this in the past. I think it's worth repeating. It bears repeating. People remember, excuse me, how we make them feel. They remember that.
Yep.
People remember what you taught them and how you showed up during life's most important moments.
Mhm.
People remember that more than anything.
Yeah.
I can remember after Hurricane Katrina, and a number of the people in our church were scattered all over the country. And in unison, as I got in touch with them, was able to visit with them, each of them they didn't say it in exact same words, but they said it. They said, Pastor, what you have taught us in this church all these years, we have all of the tools that we need that we can survive or even thrive wherever we go.
Wow.
We've been displaced. We're scattered all over the country. We're out of our comfort zone. We're not in our communities and our homes. and many of them lost everything they had, but they all told me in unison, what you taught us will carry us. And
Wow,
that's
that's
legacy, right?
powerful.
That's legacy. Young people that I had an opportunity to work with, Boys and Girls Club, all those years. Even to this day, I'm in touch with many of them, and they call and they just share, man, some of the things that we did together, some of the things we learned
Yep,
from you has, carried into my adult life and my marriage and raising my children and all those things. That's a part of the legacy that we
yeah,
want to definitely leave behind because we want to because people remember how we made them feel.
yeah.
They remember the things that we did for them. We shared in critical times in their life. They may have been in some sort of desperate place, and you showed up. I showed up. We showed up and said, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm going to walk through this with you. I'm going to support you in any and every way that I can. That's what
Hmm.
people remember
Yeah,
more than anything. And that's the legacy we all should be trying to build.
yeah.
So, children and youth who have consistent, we're going to talk about teaching values, purpose, and service. And children and youth who have consistent mentors are 55% more likely to enroll in college and 78% more likely to volunteer in adulthood. And that's according to Mentor National,
Hmm.
a national publication, Mentor National. I'm going to say that again. Children and youth who have consistent mentors. It's one thing to be a
Consistent
mentor, but it's a
mentor.
whole nother thing to be consistent in mentorship, right? Kids who feel they have a mentor is someone that they see regularly, talk
Hmm.
to regularly,
Hmm.
and can count on and can call on regularly, right? Not someone just showing up for an event to, for photos, to take pictures and all of those things. No, someone who's there to really apply mentorship in the life of a mentee.
Hmm.
So we see that children and youth who have consistent mentors are 55% more likely to enroll in college and 78% more likely to volunteer in adulthood. Families who volunteer together report higher levels of communication and higher levels of emotional bonding. So think about that. We can grow our legacy when we just model what our purpose is, right? And that could be through our generosity,
Hmm.
our faith, right? Discipline, compassion, and just being consistent and being visible.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
You just got off the phone with Milton Simmons. We call him Uncle Paran, Tracy, uh, sister in law's godfather. Um, from the West Bank, from Bridge City, been living in California 30, 40 years, just moved to Texas. He had a chance to see the vow renewal
Hmm.
that we did here at our home
For Willie and
for
Tracy.
Willie and Tracy,
Hmm.
Michelle's oldest brother, and of course his wife. And he was just moved. He cried. He was on the phone crying, saying, "Man, I really appreciate what y'all did, how y'all did that." Things like that. And I'm not tooting my own horn. That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
With making a point about how to build legacy and how to make impact.
Yep. Makes a difference. Small things, things that we don't realize that really, like you said,
Hmm.
impacts another person's life.
Hmm.
You know, it
Yep.
doesn't always have to be monetary. You could call at the right time, or visit at the right time,
Hmm.
or text at the right time, and
Hmm.
then it opens up a door,
Yep.
for someone else to share. Because some people keep stuff inside. Some people don't want to bother other people. I don't want to stress other people out, and so on and so forth. And they don't have anyone that they can actually trust to, not saying it's secret, but in confidence rather.
Hmm.
So it's always a good thing to be a good listener.
Absolutely.
Always just sit, just listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just listen.
So I see Dr. K in the note. She said, I just watched the new documentary and it deserves a three-part conversation
What
of its
documentary?
own. Yeah, Dr. K, tell us, share with us which documentary that you're referring to. I'm thinking I probably should know what it is, but I'm not thinking of, it's not coming to mind right now what that may be.
Mhm.
So, something that our forefathers did long before we came to the Americas, we were transported here, right, is storytelling. You know, in tribes in Africa, there was an individual who was charged with, had the responsibility of telling the stories of the tribe, telling the stories of the nation, telling the stories of the community, to keep those memories alive, to keep what our ancestors had done alive. And that's something I think that we've gotten away from in recent
Mm,
generations. And I think we need to get back to it. We need to get back to storytelling because storytelling is a way to transfer legacy. It's how we can transfer the legacy of our grandparents, our great grandparents, our parents, um, and even our children. Our
yep.
children are doing amazing things, and we need to tell the stories of what they're doing to help keep their legacy going or help them begin to build their legacy, if you will. So,
Yeah.
research shows that children who know their family stories have higher resilience, better emotional health, and stronger identity. And that's according to Emory University Family Narrative Study. And so, Emory University did a family narrative study. And what they discovered in that study is that research shows that children who know their family stories have higher resilience. They can go through a lot more, right? They have more perseverance. They have better emotional health
Yeah.
and stronger identity. Why do you think your captors, when they brought you here, they wanted to remove your stories from where you came from?
Yeah.
Because if you kept those stories, you'd see yourself differently. You know, you wouldn't be able to be brainwashed
Mm,
because you know where you came from. You have, a strong identity. You know, we. I remember my grandmother made us watch Roots. She even bought the book. Made me read the book of Roots. That book was about that thick.
goodness
She made me
gracious.
read that book, and part of the reason she wanted me to read that book is because of the strong character of Kunta Kinte, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he would not bow, he would not give in. He was going to hold on to his traditions of where he
Mhm.
came from, who he was, and he continued to identify with that. Of course, many others did not have uh, the fortitude, if you will, that that particular character had.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that she wanted us to focus on certain characters in the Roots documentary came out so many years ago.
Oh my gosh. I remember
Yeah,
it like it was yesterday.
yeah, yeah. So sharing stories,
Mhm. Mhm.
successes as well as failures and lessons, that helps to build
Yeah.
identity and gives the next generation a blueprint for life. Now, I want you to think about that, my brothers and sisters. Man, we got to share these stories with our children and grandchildren. We got to share our successes and we got to share our failures. They got to know that you're not going to succeed in everything that you do. You're going to have some failures. That's a part of life. That's a part of growing, maturing, developing into the
Yeah.
person that God intended you to be. Right? You got to go through some things. Scripture says, "In this life you'll have tribulations,
Yeah.
troubles, but be of good cheer." Jesus said, "For I have overcome the world." So he didn't say we weren't going to go through things. He said, "You're going to go through it, but that's okay. I'm with you." Right?
Yeah.
And all of those things that we go through, they build character in us. They build the values that we need. They build the morality that we need to
Yeah.
carry on and really help our children do what they need to do in life.
Yeah. Because a
So,
lot of times the younger generation thinks that what they're going through that no one else has gone through it
hmm
before. And little do they know,
hmm
what's the saying? Been there, done that.
hmm
Got the t-shirt,
hmm hmm
you know,
yep,
in hopes that they listen,
yep.
that, oh, was Koran texting something? Okay. I'm
hmm
sorry. I forgot what it was. Oh, okay. Speaking of Paran, he's sending me text messages right now.
hmm
Yeah, we just stole my sister-in-law's godfather, so just to let you know. He's stolen. So but anyway, yeah, they think that they're going through and they're the only person in this whole wide world that have gone through whatever they're, experiencing at that time. And, just have an open mind, to want to say, well, I kind of been where you were before. Let me tell you my story. And then it
Mhm.
may help you overcome. It may seem hard, but guess what? I got through it, and you will too. So yeah.
Yeah. Sharing those stories,
Yeah.
you got to share them. You got to share your successes
And your
and your
failures.
failures. And you got to share the lessons that you learned, right? Not only just, okay, this is what I did, I was successful. This is what I did, I failed. Okay, we get that.
Yeah.
But now you got to tell us the lessons that you learned from that, right?
Yeah.
What are the lessons you learned from success? What are the lessons that you learned from failure?
Yeah.
So that's a part of building legacy and building impact in our communities. Now, another way that's really critical for us to be able to leave a legacy and leave a lasting impact is mentorship and community impact.
Mhm.
You gotta you gotta find some people that need you, that need your skill set. That
Mhm.
could be on the
Mhm.
job, right? That can be in your own home. That can be in your neighborhood, your neighbor's child needs some help in certain areas. Man, we got to be actively looking for people, not only as a mentee, looking for someone to mentor us, but as mentors,
Mm.
we got to be looking for people that we can mentor, right? We need mentees in our lives. So mentorship, it increases confidence, it reduces risky
Yeah.
behavior, and it strengthens community leadership pipelines. We looking for leaders in our community.
Mhm.
Look at
Mhm.
the people who are mentoring, the people who are volunteering for, the football, at the recreation, volunteering to bring, young people to different college campuses. Anyone who's actively and willing to get engaged and involved in doing something to better the community. I
Yeah.
can remember in Baton Rouge living my first home was in this really terrible neighborhood. First home I bought, and of course, trash everywhere. I
Mhm.
just started going out picking up trash. I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna get out here, get a bunch of bags. Had some kids from Boys and Girls Club with me, and I'd take them to go, to the little pizza place, all you can eat pizza, and just have a good time with them there. But I'd have them out there with me on a Saturday picking up trash. Next thing you know, my neighbors, they see that, right? And they start to come out and pick up trash. And the next thing you know, in a couple of months, we had a cleaner neighborhood than what it was before I moved in because someone took the initiative, right? Someone decided to be a mentor and
Yeah.
say, you know what, I'm gonna bring some kids out here with me. Neighbors will see that and they'll begin to make healthy changes that will improve our community and raise our property value, right? Is there something you wanted to jump in and say?
No, I remember you telling that story before, and I
Mhm.
think it was like, well, maybe he didn't have the.
No,
Oh,
this is
oh, that's a
different.
different one.
That was
Oh,
that
okay.
was
Oh, yeah.
when we bought the church property in Gentilly. Yeah, in the
Oh,
eighth ward, and there was trash all over the
just
place.
everywhere.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I started buying trash cans for the neighbors,
Wow.
putting trash cans in their yard. Talking to them, saying, "Hey, we want to improve our neighborhood. We want
Yeah.
to keep our neighborhood
Yeah.
clean." And just someone taking the initiative, and it changed the neighborhood. The neighborhood
Yeah.
became cleaner. People were putting the trash in the trash can instead of just
Throwing it on the ground.
throwing it on the
I
ground.
teach the kids as well. Every opportunity that I get, I try to tell the kids,
Hmm.
pick up behind yourselves. They'll come in the community room and we come in, absolutely. You're
Hmm.
not jumping all on the sofa. They have the little basketball thing in there, that's fine. But if y'all want to play, y'all go outside. You're not jumping and putting your feet all on the sofa, and you're gonna be respectful,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
pick up behind yourself. The way that it was when you came in,
Hmm.
that's the way I expect to see it when I go back in. I don't mind telling them, okay, wait, you left something, pick this up. Your guys wanted water, someone spilled the water, who did it? And they just point.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's
expect
training.
that out of them.
Training. That's training and
Absolutely.
development. Training and development. Yes. So
Yeah.
community involvement creates ripple effects.
Mm-hmm.
One person's service can influence dozens or hundreds over a lifetime. Yeah, I just use a simple example of, just going out picking up trash. It
Yeah.
influenced the community and it changed the community. It changed it forever, right?
Yeah.
Folks started talking to people about, hey, not throwing trash on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
People started putting trash cans on the other side, on the outside of their fence,
Mm-hmm.
on the little walkways through the neighborhood. So if you got trash, you got a
Just
trash
dump,
can
dump it
right
in
there
there.
to put it in there, all by just going out picking up trash on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jazz said that her job have them to do 12 volunteer events a year.
Mhm.
That is a great way of
12 events?
12 events, 12 volunteer events a year. So that's a volunteer once a month.
Yeah.
Just about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And, I've been on jobs like that when I was with Sage Veterinary Centers.
Mhm.
We would adopt a beach once every 2 months
Mhm.
and go out and clean up that beach. Because there's a lot of beaches here in the Bay
Yeah.
Area, and every other month we would go out, we'd adopt a beach and go out and clean a beach up. Good stuff. Who was that? Share that? That was
JoJo girlfriend.
Jasmine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Dr. K is saying introducing and reinforcing boundaries that
yeah,
they may not have been maybe taught at
yeah. Trouble
home.
at home is so
It's so
crucial.
crucial.
Yeah,
And
it
it
takes
takes
a
a
village.
village.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. It's all about training. Folks are afraid now to talk to children and be engaged and be involved, and we can't do that. We got
Yeah.
to we got to be those mentors in the lives of
Yeah.
our family, our friends, our
Yeah.
neighbors, and our community, right?
And I tell my residents, they know I had this whole speech and it wasn't written down or anything like that prepared. It just came from my heart. I have to tell them I love your kids.
Hmm.
I don't want to see your kids hurt or,
Hmm.
anything happening to them, So
Yes,
let's do this together,
yes, yes,
And I meant that.
yes.
I meant that because I see these kids every day,
Hmm.
So yeah.
So legacy is exponential. Every person you help becomes part of your impact footprint.
Yeah.
So legacy is exponential.
Exponential.
Every person you help becomes part of your impact footprint.
Hmm.
Because what you have impacted them with, they're going to impact
Someone
others.
else. Yeah.
It's a trickle
Yeah.
down effect. It's a pyramid effect, right? So we have to think of legacy in that way. Now,
Yeah.
before I go any further,
Yeah.
please, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. Please like, please comment, please share with your network. We're looking to grow our YouTube channel, grow our podcast. And Michelle is preparing to do a lifestyle podcast. So we're looking forward to launching that in the new year. But we need your help to do that.
Yeah.
So hit that bell so you'll be reminded of when we go on. We go on every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Pacific time. Of course, that's 9 Central and that's 10 Eastern. I know that's kind of late for some of you, but we appreciate you joining with us and being a part of the conversation. And we want to make sure this is a conversation. You have anything you want to share, please jump in the comments there and share, some of the things that you may have some questions as well. Share those questions also. All right. We get into that place now where we want to talk about the practical ways. I'm a very practical person,
Mhm.
very practical. I like putting things in place that's easy for anyone to begin to grasp and begin to implement. We talk about taking those small incremental steps. The journey
Mhm.
of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. You just got to take that step. And I use this often. People get overwhelmed. Like if they're moving, they're packing up a house, people get overwhelmed and they feel like they can't do it. They get depressed. And it's
Mm.
because they don't have a plan in place, right? Keep it real simple and pack up one room at a time. Stop jumping from room to room. You jump from room to room, you will never get it done. But if you just focus on the kitchen, once you pack up the kitchen, then I'm gonna focus on the bathroom, pack up the bathroom. Then I focus on the bedroom, pack up the bedroom. If you just do it incrementally, have a plan in place, you'll see greater results. So for me, that's just practicality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's some practical ways you can build your legacy. And of course, many of us are already doing this. And this is just me putting some information out there that we can use. So, practical ways to build legacy: establish family traditions that reinforce your values.
Mm.
Practice family traditions that reinforce your values.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Dr. Casey. I
Yeah.
got you, Michelle. Let's step into 2026 with purpose. No plan, no survival skills. Yes, yes. So, first thing, if you're going to build a legacy, starting with your household, you
Mm-hmm.
got to establish family traditions that reinforce your values. Example, for me, when my kids were growing up, I made sure we sat down and had a meal in the evening together. And I would make it my business to go and have lunch with them once a week at school, right? I just go and have lunch with them. The value that I wanted them to get is to be praying people, right? Praying children,
Mm-hmm.
pray over everything, right? So for every meal that we sit down and eat together, we pray over our meal. We would pray, and I do it to this day. A scripture out of Exodus 25. Um, Father God, bless our water and bread and remove sickness from the midst of us. That would be a part of our prayers. We blessed our meal. That's a value
Yeah.
that I wanted to see my children take up and them share that with their children, share it with their friends.
Yep.
I can
Yep.
remember um, having my son and taking some of his friends out. And, we sat down to eat. And before, everybody was about to start eating, my son said, hold up, man, hold up, y'all. We got to pray. We got to bless the food. Dad, you want to lead us in prayer? I'm like, nah, you lead us in prayer. And you
That's
know what
what
he
we grew
prayed?
up
And you
on,
know
you
what he
know?
prayed? He prayed Exodus 25. Bless our water and bread and remove sickness from the midst of us. He prayed the word. Prayed the word of God.
Just paying attention.
Yeah. So establish those family traditions that that we know can reinforce the values that we have or the values that we want to pass on to the next generation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number two, create a family mission statement. Now,
Mm.
this may be funny.
That's
I
that would be
I
so
used to I
hilarious.
used to put a mission statement on my kids' door,
Mm.
the door to their room. And of course they would laugh because it would change. It wouldn't stay the same, it would change. And their mission statement would be things like I would put on there, type it up, tape it to their door. When I get up, I will make up my bed. When I get up, I will
I'm gonna
pray.
put that on the side of my wall.
When I get up, when I get up, I will brush, floss, and gargle.
Oh my gosh, you are hilarious.
When
Where's
when I
JoJo?
when I get up, I will do. I just had a list of things. I will do excellent in school today. I will strive to be the best student.
So those were would you said missions?
That
They're
was a
actually
mission statement.
affirmations.
No, this is a mission. No, this is a mission. Your mission when you get up is to brush, floss, and gargle. Your mission in life is to make up that bed
Oh
before you
my
walk out of this house.
gosh.
No, that's not affirmation. That's your mission. So,
Okay, all right,
so
all
that's a
right,
mission
all
statement.
right. You
But you
hear
can,
that,
but you
Sister
can
Love?
create a family mission statement, right? That our mission is when we get up in the morning, all of us we're gonna get on our knees and pray. We're going to read a scripture before we start our day, before we, go to get on the bus, before we go to turn on the computer to finish up last minute, whatever it is. Our mission is we're going to pray first, right? So those are some of the things that we can do to help build legacy. Create a family mission statement. Number three, volunteer regularly. Find something that you're passionate about, you want to help in your community, and do that regularly. Do
Yeah.
that with your kids and with your grandkids. Take them out and do that regularly, right? So when our grandkids, when I take them out, I take them hiking, right? Whenever they come, I'm gonna take them hiking. And when I take them hiking, I'm gonna talk to them about the importance of preserving, the earth and taking care of the earth. And we have a responsibility. God gave us a responsibility to take care of what he created, take care of creation.
Yeah.
Um, so volunteer regularly. Bring the kids with you when you volunteer. Bring the grandkids with you when you volunteer. That's going to help build legacy because they're going to see that and say, you know what? When I get older, I need to volunteer. This is how I was raised. This is how I grew up, and this is important. And this is why, because I'm giving them lessons as to why we're doing this.
A lot of parents, they will have their kids, I mean, little, starting at 5, 6 years old, all the toys that they haven't played with,
Hmm.
they will take them and let them know, because kids part with toys, just like, even if they're not playing with them, it's like it's mine,
Hmm.
regardless. But parents are, like, no, you don't play with this anymore. Some other kid would love to have it that can't, that cannot, parents can't afford it. And if you
Hmm.
start young like that, of course, when Devin and I were growing up, we were those kids.
Hmm.
I mean, we were. But have them to give stuff away.
Hmm.
Don't have all those toys piled up in there and they're just sitting there. And then
Hmm.
eventually you throw them away instead of saying, hey, instilling them when they're younger
To share,
to
right?
share.
Hmm.
Because kids do not like sharing, right? It's mine, mine, mine. I don't want to share with anybody, even their cousins come over, whatever. Even if they're not playing with the toy, they see their cousin playing with the toy or sibling, they'll grab it. It's my
Hmm.
toy. But
Hmm.
that's not sharing. So you teach them younger,
Hmm.
to share. So yeah, have
Hmm.
them to donate those toys and see other kids and families that are in need. And that, trust me, it will go a long way. That's something that they will definitely remember.
That's a good way of building legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
They will
yeah.
definitely remember that.
So number four, tell stories at dinner, at
Mm,
gatherings, at birthdays. Tell stories. Tell those stories. Whatever the story is. I can remember when grandmother was the first one in our family to buy a home, or
yeah.
grandfather was the first one to start a business.
Yeah.
And this is what he told me, the reason he started the business, and this is how he impacted the community, our neighborhood, whatever the case may be. Tell those stories. Tell your stories of how it was, tough growing up, but you made a way. You made a
Yeah.
way out of no way. God helped you and gave you guidance and opened doors for you, and and
Yeah.
and you've been able to do some amazing things. I tell people all the time, man, I've had so many different careers, and I thank God for it because I have learned so much in the process. I've gained so many valuable friendships, partnerships, mentors, and mentees along the way. And I've
Yeah.
learned so much that I'm able to pass on to the next generation, right?
Yeah.
So tell
Absolutely.
stories. Tell stories at dinner, at gatherings, at birthdays. Number five, serve as a mentor in your church, school, or community. That's
Hmm.
that's a pretty simple one.
Yeah.
Number six, document your wisdom through letters, journals, recorded
Mm.
messages. Document it and leave that behind. I got a lot of stuff that I'm leaving behind to our children and to our grandchildren. The books that I've written, the journal that I have, the books that I have. Just all of these things that I've been able to collect, if you will,
Yeah.
over the years. So make sure you document your wisdom.
Yeah.
Document what you've learned. Document what you've gone through. We talked earlier about those successes and failures. Make sure you document that stuff. Number seven, model integrity in your daily decisions.
Hmm.
Model integrity in your daily decisions. Make daily decisions that show some level of integrity, right? We got to stop compromising our integrity in front of our children.
Mm.
We got to stop
Wow.
acting silly and foolish in
Wow.
front of our children and grandchildren. Model how we want them to think,
Wow.
how we want them to act. Be cognizant of it, be
Yeah.
mindful of it. We got to
Yeah.
be careful,
Yeah.
the things that we model in front of our children and in
Wow.
front of our grandchildren.
That's a word, baby. That's a
Mhm.
word.
And the
Wow.
last one, build something that
Mm.
blesses others.
Mm.
Build a program, develop some sort of scholarship, ministry, book, business. Build something that blesses others. Build something
Yeah.
that blesses others.
Yeah.
I remember when at our church we decided to do a scholarship fund for all of the seniors who were going to college. We would give them money to go to school, and then each year we would make sure we gave them something to help them along the way, a scholarship.
Yeah.
I've, over my career, built so many different programs, different ministries that I continue to do today, supporting nonprofit organizations and the vision that they have and the things that they're doing here, locally,
Yeah.
statewide, internationally. So build something that blesses others. Okay.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
some comments you can scroll through,
yes.
sweetheart.
Yes. Come on. Tell
On
me where
yours.
we have. Let me see. Good evening, Devin. This is Rob Drums. Oh, yeah, that's Mr. Browning, the music teacher. He's the band instructor, music teacher over at Oak Brook Academy.
Putting
So
all
good
this business
evening.
in the
Good evening,
street.
Devin. Teach my kids never to throw away their old toys.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Uh-oh.
They know. Let me see. Where did I go? I
Keep
went too
going.
far.
Yep, you went too
I
far.
went way too
There you
far.
go.
Okay, here we go. Donate to Goodwill,
Yep.
Savers, etc. Same goes with old clothes. Every time we go somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and there's baskets left in the parking lot, we always grab one and put it back in the rack. Yeah, whenever we go out to eat, my kids have learned to clean it off and
Yep.
organize everything to make it easier for workers.
Yep.
Yeah, integrity, so true. This is something that
Yes.
will always be a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yes, very
You
good.
don't
Thank
leave a
you.
mess. I don't
Thank
care
you
if
for
they are
sharing
getting
that.
paid for. You don't leave a mess.
Thank you for sharing that, Rob Drums.
Some
Yes.
parents will let their kids
Mhm,
destroy, I mean, on the table, on the
mhm,
floor, and they will not even say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Let me get the broom. Let me just,
mhm,
or even give them a larger tip." Because when I leave a restaurant, and my Devin, we're pretty much the same. We're gonna make sure that the plates are stacked up. Table don't have all kind of food and stuff on it. It's just a habit. It was just the way that we were brought up. I know it's their job,
mhm.
but God dog, clean up.
Yeah, treat
Yeah.
people with respect,
Yeah,
man. Treat people with respect.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest compliment. One of the greatest compliments I've ever received from someone is that, you know what, I notice about you that it doesn't matter who it is, man. You treat everybody
Everybody
the
the
same, with
same.
respect, with dignity. It could be, the wealthiest person in the room or the one who's houseless. It does not matter.
Yeah.
And that's our job. That's our job, to treat everyone, because everyone for us is made in the image and likeness of God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if someone who's houseless is made in the image and likeness of God, you treating them other than the fact that they're made in the image and likeness of God,
That part.
yeah, that's not going to work well with you
Yeah.
when you get a chance to stand before God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let me give you a couple
Absolutely.
of questions to think about and consider. Couple of questions. Number one, what do you want people to remember most about you? And you can jump in and you can share that with us in the chat. But, I ask those who are part of our conversation who come on with us to have a journal, because I think
Mm.
a lot of the stuff that we talk about is pretty important to put in your journal and to, think about, meditate on, research on, write your notes in. So the first question, what do you want people to remember most about you? What do you want? For me, I want people to remember that I love God and I love His people. I
Mm.
love God and I love His people. I didn't say I was perfect. None of us are, right? Let's
Wow.
throw that out the window right now. None of us are perfect.
And if you think you are, guess what? You're not.
Uh, and like my pastor told me many years ago, he said, if you ever find a perfect church, please leave, because you are going to make it imperfect. Okay.
Okay.
So, what do you want people to remember most about you? We are built to bless. Sean says we are built to bless. That's what you want people to remember about you, that we
Yeah.
are built to
We
bless.
are built to bless others. When
Yes.
God blesses us, He does not want us to keep it to ourselves.
Yep.
That kind of thing makes the world go around, right?
Yep.
Tight fisted, close it.
He
No,
can't put
that's
anything
not,
in.
yeah,
If it's
yeah,
closed, he can't put anything in.
yeah. You get it and you hide under a rock. You isolate yourself from
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Rob drums. As a father, I want my kids to remember how to treat people with kindness and respect.
Yes.
Everyone has a story, but we are all one race human. Yes, absolutely. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, question
Yeah.
number 2. What values do you want to pass down to your children or future generations? What values?
Yeah.
What values do you want to pass down to your
Make
children
sure you
or
respect
future
people.
generations?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Respect people for who they are, not for who you want them to be.
One of the values I pass down to my children, our grandchildren, is, work for what you want.
Mhm. Mhm.
Work for what you want. If it came too easy, if it was given, not given, but if it came too easy, it's probably not yours.
Mhm.
Work for what you want in life.
Yeah. And work hard at
Put a
it.
plan in
Yeah.
place.
Work hard.
Yeah, work for what you want.
Have good work ethics. You know,
Yes.
if it's starting your own business, have good. It's still work.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
It's,
still
it's
work.
more work if it's
It's
your own
more work.
business, but it's
Yeah.
yours, so it's enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
Question
Absolutely.
number 3, and you can jump in at any time and in the chat if you got a question or a comment. Please do so. Number 3, who has shaped your life the most and why?
Wow.
Who has shaped your life the most
That's
and
easy for
why?
me.
Well, tell us who shaped your
My
life the most.
mom.
Mom, okay,
Yeah.
and why?
Man, so many reasons why. She taught us, again, how to be respectful, you know, um, hardworking.
Hmm.
Um, she always prays, always, 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 always prays for us, our lives, making
Hmm.
sure that we have a relationship with Christ, of course,
Hmm.
because that will last.
Yes,
That will definitely last.
yes.
How to treat one another and love one another, and like you said, volunteer care, all that just all wrapped up into one, you know? Absolutely.
I see Sean says the values I want to pass down to future generations are rooted in faith, integrity, and love.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
want them to know the power of walking with God, trusting His voice, and leaning on Him in every season.
Yeah.
I want them to carry themselves, let me see, with
Honesty,
honesty,
humility, and
humility, and
strength.
strength,
Wow.
understanding that character is built not by what people see, but by the choices you make when no one is watching.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I remember that as a
Yeah,
child.
absolutely. Good point.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you never know who you will run
Mhm.
into. You never know who knows who. You just never know. You could be out there acting up like the old folks say, a plum fool. I don't know who
Mhm.
plum is, but I know who the fool is.
Mhm.
And someone will see you, and then they would have a conversation with a parent or
Mhm.
whatever. I saw this young lady, whatever, whatever, and blah blah blah, and they were cutting up and blah blah blah, and it sure looked like your daughter.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, character and integrity is who
yeah.
you are when you're alone.
And no one goes out to embarrass you. When you embarrass your family, that's still a thing. That's still a thing.
You better believe it.
That's still a thing. No one
I
wants to
didn't want
be.
to do that. I didn't want to embarrass my family,
No,
man. I just didn't want to do it.
no.
I didn't
Yeah,
want to do it.
absolutely.
All right, number 4. What traditions or stories from your family have impacted you? What traditions from your family? What
Yeah.
stories? The storytelling in your family. What are those stories? What are the traditions, excuse me, that have impacted you?
Ron says there's a lot of people, too many people to mention that shaped his
There's
life. Yeah.
too many.
Hmm.
Let's
Your
see.
elbow is getting in the camera.
But one thing I've learned to do is find that special place, perhaps the top of a mountain, connect with what's around me, then give
There
thanks
you
to
go.
Him for creating this opportunity. This helps me to stay in tune with myself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Last one. What service or mentorship could you begin this year that would outlast you?
Mm.
What service or mentorship could you begin this year that would outlast you?
Wow.
That's a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Some things that I've given some thought to. Um, the businesses that we're building, really hoping to be able to not only have our children and grandchildren involved in that,
Mm-hmm.
but other children,
Yeah. Yeah.
being involved, being exposed, to building some sort of enterprise, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
All right, before we turn it over to my lovely wife, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know a number of you are on Facebook, but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that like, hit the, make sure you comment, make sure you hit that bell so you're made aware when we go on live or have some videos that I actually get posted. Let me see, we have
She was saying
Sean.
like people in New Orleans, they're not just your family.
Yeah, see, I can't
Your family
do
is
it just
just
like that.
isn't your blood. People in
Yeah,
the neighbors looked out for your church members, people on the block, they watch you grow up. Yeah.
yeah, the blog watch you grow up.
She learned at an early age. The community is everything. Look out for each other, cook for each other,
Hmm.
pray for each other,
Hmm.
rebuild with each other. Yeah,
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 yes,
yeah. It's I'm a
yeah,
native of Baton Rouge. Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, yeah,
Yeah, he's from Baton Rouge. He's just retired from the Air Force.
all
Yeah,
right,
so yeah,
yeah,
very good point, Sean. And
yeah,
that's a lot of communities are like that, but that's what's so unique about New Orleans, right?
yeah.
And you can tell what community you were from by certain things you said, certain foods you cook certain
Yeah,
foods a certain way. If you're from the Seventh Ward, you're not necessarily cooking gumbo like somebody from the
9th
17th
Ward,
or the
or
Ninth Ward.
yeah, or
Everybody
even
does
the
it a little
West Bank.
different. Yeah, West Bank. It's just
Yeah,
those the community is so important. Absolutely,
yeah. It like
absolutely.
and the old saying still stands. It takes a village.
Yes, yes,
On the neighbors on the street, on the back street, around the corner.
yes.
It takes a village. And nobody, no, we're not out to hurt the kids.
Hmm.
Want to make sure that they're safe and that we're actually teaching them something. You know,
Yes. All right. Thank you,
absolutely.
everybody. Like I said, make sure you go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for hanging in there with us and spending some time with us tonight as you get prepared for Thanksgiving dinner with family and
Yeah,
friends on tomorrow. Um, Remember this: legacy is not built by accident; it's built on purpose.
yeah,
Every day, every single day, you and I are writing the story of our life that someone else will tell someone about. Right? Someone's gonna say, "Man, I can remember
yeah.
when so and so did this for me, for my family, or for our neighborhood, for our church, our mosque, whatever the case may be."
Hmm.
So my encouragement, today, our encouragement today is, really simple. Live with intention, live intentionally, love deeply,
Yeah,
serve faithfully, and share your wisdom as often as you can. Share your wisdom as often as you can. So I thank you for being here
yeah,
with us tonight. So let's continue building a life that echoes beyond our years, right?
yeah, yeah.
So with that, what you got for us?
My little what 10 minutes? I got this. It'll be over quick. No, but I just just wanna in the season of Thanksgiving, thankfulness, right? Man, we have so many things to be thankful for. Like Devin mentioned initially in the beginning of the conversation, is that so many things are going on right now in our lives with family members, friends. Case in point, one of my oldest brothers, we had a health scare. And when I tell you it was rough this past Saturday, you know, and I was sharing with my best friend back home, Patricia Mildred. That's the only thing that I don't like living out here because I can't get to. Not it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, right? Because I'm not a doctor, right? But just being there in that space, and thank God for modern technology, all these video outlets that we have, social media, what is it, FaceTime and Google and Meet and all of this stuff. I was able to see my brother and love on him. And I'm just thankful that he is okay. He can tell his story himself, but I am just so thankful. My family, we are so thankful and grateful. Oh my God, you guys would just not believe, how God just stepped in and turned things around. So I'm thankful for that and grateful. One of my good friends called and said she lost her husband while my brother was going through. So I was like, oh my God. And then Devin got a call today about his stepmom. So, it's a lot. And my daughter-in-law's mother, she's in the hospital. She has to have a major surgery. And Uncle Parent, it's just a lot right now, and we just have to stand in a gap for one another and pray for one another.
Pray without ceasing.
Yeah,
Pray without
yeah.
ceasing.
And we know that God is in control of everything. Everything. And now is a time. I mean, we should do it all the time, right? All the time. But when you see this and feel this snowball effect of things happening, that's when we lean on our faith a lot more. A lot more. So I just want everybody to be safe, enjoy the holiday with your family and your friends. I consider my friends family. So, love on one another, be there for one another, comfort one another through the good and the bad. Just be there. Tell your family, if you love them, tell them you love them. In action, for sure. The words are beautiful. Show that action as well.
Yes.
Because none of us are promised today or tomorrow. I thank God for my husband that we're still here, we're still together. I thank God for my brothers, my sisters, my children, my grandchildren, our grandkids, our parents, our aunts. I mean, just everybody. Just pray for everybody.
Yes.
We all need it. We need it more. And I feel like the old folks now. I was always hearing my grandparents say we need it more than we ever needed it before. My grandmother died at 99 years old, and that carried on to her children. So now I'm saying it at 57. All this old stuff, it's coming out now. I'm not old, but
we the old people now.
We the old folks.
We the old people now.
We get the senior citizen discount.
You started taking advantage of that already?
Yeah, at Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, I flashed my little card. I get a little upset when they don't ask them for my ID.
I see Sean is shouting out Holly Grove. She grew up in the Grove, Holly Grove.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah. Also,
Holly,
Alicia,
the Grove. Okay,
Alicia
from
the
Grove
too.
too.
Yeah, she's from the Grove too.
I used to be in Holly Grove when we were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back of town.
Rob
Zion
Drums.
City.
Age is just a number. Stay strong and keep that faith.
Oh yeah.
Also, before we get off, I want to remind everyone: jump on Thursday, tomorrow, 3:00 Pacific, if I'm correct, Dr. K, for her podcast, Unleash. She and her co-host have an amazing podcast talking about some really important, having some really important conversations that impact our communities. So that's Unleashed. Her channel is, of course, on YouTube, Dr. Cara Maldonado. And if you can put that link in the chat, Dr. K, if you can. Yes, it beats the alternative. Okay. Yes. All right, everyone. Listen, we appreciate you spending this time with us.
Because I'm from that Holly Grove and I'm not too old.
She said I'm not old.
And I'm not old.
Well, we used to talk about the old people.
And now we are
the old people. Okay?
We are the old people.
So
Can
I'm
you
not
believe
saying
it?
old. No, not like that.
Old with wisdom.
Yeah, there you go.
All that stuff that our parents and grandparents and older aunts and uncles that taught us, and
Yes.
that stuff is exuding from our pores now. That's a word.
Exuding from our
That's
pores.
a
I
word,
like that.
exuding.
Yeah, that works. That
Okay.
works.
All
Well,
right.
listen, everyone, we love you. Have a great holiday. Make sure you enjoy yourself. Make sure you enjoy family and friends.
Yes, please do.
And I'm looking forward to us spending some time together
Please
again
do.
next Wednesday. Next Wednesday,
Yes.
I'll have the description and everything up for next week's podcast on my YouTube channel, Meaningful Conversations with Dr. Devin Oten. So until next time, stay focused, stay faithful, and
Yes.
stay inspired.
Have any family members that are going through anything, call their names out. Keep them lifted up in prayer. Milton Simmons. What's your stepmom's name?
Barbara Henry.
Barbara Henry.
Hmm.
Michael Morgan.
Yep.
Joyce. Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
everyone.
Lord.
We're gonna close it out now. Have a
Yes.
great holiday. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
Bye, y'all. Be safe. Be safe. Be
All right.
safe.
Take care.
Have a great one with your family. Oh, these hot flashes ain't nothing nice. Whew.